Previously on St. Elsewhere.
We have to be Barbara's parents.
It's the biggest responsibility in the world.
Bob's performing unnecessary surgery?
Not so loud. What do you think he's going to listen to? The surgeon he recruited personally from Duke or the department clown?
Can't believe it. A rotation I've been dreading all these months has turned into a dream come true.
It's a disorder that affects motor function. The paralysis moves in stages upwards from the feet.
I love you.
I have to be on that next shuttle because I'm going to walk with God. Victor, you want to give me a hand over here? Oh, Mr. Norton's leg.
Nasty. What happened?
Locked myself out, getting the paper, climbed in the window, forgot it was closed.
Using the old gluteus maximus?
Victor, listen. Can you cover for me tomorrow? Roxanne and I want to get out of town ahead of the traffic.
Love to.
Great.
But I can't. Big handball tournament. What I mean is the handball's regulation size, but the tournament's big.
I'll help you out.
Oh, really? What's the catch?
No catch. I'm an incurable romantic. The idea of you and Roxanne Turner on vacation warms the sprockets of my projector. Now, if you want to make yourself useful, suit you the other way.
Okay, 2-0 silk and some lidocaine.
Where you going?
Atlantic City.
Last I heard you were talking Barbados.
Yeah, Roxanne needs to get out of the hospital. She wants to do something tacky.
Working here isn't tacky enough.
Sorry.
I'm not going to set foot in Atlantic City until Burke Parks gets a fair hearing.
So Roxanne wants to roll the bones, huh?
Yeah, she wants to try her hands at the slot, crap game, blackjack, anything where there's an element of risk.
You guys do use birth control.
You know, for the first time in my life, I'm involved with a woman and not looking for the escape clause.
I envy you, pal.
Let me give you some advice, one doodah man to another. Never draw to an inside straight. Double down on 10 or 11. Stay away from the big 6-9.
I'll try and resist temptation.
Oh, that hurt?
Of course it hurts. You're sticking a needle in me.
Open the window next time.
Oh. Sorry.
Almost as everybody makes a catch in the first down.
Hey, for crying out loud, what do you boys think you're doing?
Playing football. What's it look like?
Not here, you're not.
Hey, my mom's upstairs getting a blood test. Takes forever. Hey, wait a second.
Move around someplace else. This is a hospital, not a gridiron.
Don't be a jerk. Give me the ball.
What's your name?
What's to you?
Am I gonna have to call security?
Josh Green.
Not only are you a nuisance, you're easily intimidated. This can be returned to a Mrs. Green, and I want you two hooligans to run a little play for me. Go long and keep going.
Mark, I gotta talk to you about Victor Ehrlich.
It's a beautiful drive to work this morning. Trees ablaze with color, little chill in the air, and you've just cast a pall over my entire day. Can't it wait until later? I'm doing surgery.
I want you to drop him from my rotation.
Make up your mind, Bob. This is the third time you've thrown him out this year.
He blew a blepharoplasty I had scheduled. Went behind my back and panicked the patient into not having the procedure.
Sometimes Ehrlich doesn't have the sense God gave little chickens. I'll talk to him.
Fine. Because I can't stomach him anymore.
Wait a minute! Now, you're going along on the ride.
Extra starch in the uniform today, Lucy?
Yes, the laundry's screwed up. I feel like I'm wearing a flak jacket. Although around here it might not be such a bad idea.
It's a good look on you. Crisp, clean.
Why, you're spoiling me, Bob. I don't get hellos from you, now all of a sudden a compliment.
We should get together sometime.
That was my first flight with Cochrane. He stayed in the orbiter while the rest of us went on down to the lunar surface.
I stood in line for hours to get a look at the rocks that you guys brought me.
Yeah, it's the most expensive paperweights in history.
Good luck on the remedial, Jack.
Thanks, Luther.
So what's the story with Chuck? Is this sickness all in his head? I mean, first I hear he can't move, and a few days later he's okay.
He's got Guillain-Barré syndrome.
You can ace it, Boomer.
So is he going to be okay?
Yeah, eventually. The disease is idiosyncratic. The patient's recovery from paralysis can be as rapid as the onset of the disease.
Chronic active hepatitis is one of Oshlander's favorites. Odds are it's going to be on the test.
Thanks for the tip.
Big exam?
Let's just say my future in medicine hangs in the balance.
Jack, one more thing. I remember that Oshlander tries to sandbag people by putting the x-rays up backwards.
Sounds like flight school.
Colonel Cochran is right down here. Would you excuse me for just 1 minute? I've got to run to the John.
Oh, morning, Mark.
What are you doing here? What happened?
Well, nothing. Everything's fine. Just the little one here. She got kind of lonely for another granddad. Yeah.
Oh, boy. Did I miss you?
Slept the whole way over from Clinton.
Yeah? Has Mrs. Kakutani been sent down to surgery yet? Then don't. Her varicose veins can wait until tomorrow. Tell her I didn't like the sound of her cough, And I want to see a chest x-ray first. How's Yvonne?
Making good progress.
She needs changing. Will you do it right here? There you go.
Well, last night at the hospital, Lonnie looked right at me, eyes wide open, smiled for the first time.
Oh, that's very encouraging.
The doctors told us not to get too excited.
Still, you have reason to hope for continued improvement.
Hey, go, sweetheart. There's my little girl.
Oh, sweet and clean. Huh? Yes. What is it, Gene?
You see, we're bringing Yvonne home from the hospital. We're going to have to bathe her, feed her, exercise her muscles. Be a lot of work, but I think it's our only chance of getting our daughter back. And I don't want Barbara shortchanged. Patty and me would like you to take Barbara till Vonnie's well enough, or whatever.
You mean it?
That is, if you don't mind. I find that she likes to be held like this. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah.
Patty says she's an upright baby.
We'll come see you soon. Tell Patty not to worry. Her granddaughter is in good hands.
Bye-bye, little one.
You look like hell.
I'm all this way to give me grief, huh? But I didn't ask to send you up here to talk to me.
I was in the neighborhood.
It's not like Boston is halfway between Houston and Cape Canaveral.
I saw you on the tube the other night. Going on about resurrection.
I'm fine. Really. Getting sick was the best thing that ever happened to me. God didn't want to hurt me. He just wanted to teach me. I was completely paralyzed, but my mind was in a state of perfect clarity. And when the strength began to flow back into my body again, it wasn't human strength anymore. The power of the Lord.
New crew assignments for the shuttle came out. They pulled you from the fly roster. And they put you on an extended medical furlough.
I'm never going up again, am I?
A lot of people aren't too keen about putting a holy roller up into the firmament.
Well, I'd rather get the news from you than from one of those administrative types.
I am really sorry it had to come from me.
If anyone can understand what I've experienced, it's you. You remember the first time you stepped out of that shuttle? And there it was, the whole damn universe.
Everything come out okay?
You ready to go back upstairs?
Yeah, give this guy your autograph, will you?
No.
His space group.
That's for my son, actually.
Hang on to that, Morrison. It's worth something. 2 Hank Clayburns will get you 1 Alan Shepard. See you around.
Thank you.
Hello, Mr. Craig. Lovely outfit you're wearing.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, yes. There you go. Oh, Mark, thank you.
Three days post-op, TAHBSO for endometriosis. Mrs. Mersko is tolerating a normal diet, but is still having incisional pain. Any questions? Bye-bye, Mrs. Mersko. Andiamo.
You know, the way I figure, if we go straight through, we could hit Park Place in 6 hours. Bingo.
Chandler, my ex-husband is arriving from Mississippi this afternoon.
What? So our vacation is on?
Boss postponed.
Until when?
Just a couple of days.
Well, we only got a week off.
Can we talk about this
No,
later?
wait a minute. We'll talk about it now.
They'll be off for the day.
You know, this is a fine time to tell me this.
I just found out.
Look, I thought you and the ex were history.
For years. Look, why don't you go on ahead and then I'll catch up with you in a couple of days.
Look, the car is packed. Hotel reservations are confirmed. I moved heaven and earth to get Diana Ross tickets, and then all of a sudden all bets are off because your ex drops in out of the sky?
I have to talk to him. It must be important if he made the trek out of Mississippi.
You know, I don't get it. Maybe I'm missing something here, eh?
Did you or did you not counsel a patient against the advice of the attending?
Okay, Dr. Cray, what happened exactly was...
I didn't ask for an essay. Yes or no?
Yes, sir?
Even if I agreed with your assessment, which I don't, you're off the rotation. Now, what you did was flagrant misconduct and showed extremely poor judgment.
I didn't know what else to do. I was in a no-win situation. I'm torn between my responsibilities to a patient and following orders.
You could have come to me.
I didn't want to go over Dr. Caldwell's head.
So you went behind his back? I ought to blow you out of this hospital. But you're lucky. I'm in a very good mood today.
That's right, the baby. Congratulations. Let me say, as someone who's always looked up to you as a father...
Don't press your luck.
Yes, sir.
I'm transferring you to OBGYN.
I'll apologize to Dr. Caldwell immediately. This will never happen again. Cross my heart.
You start tomorrow morning.
But believe me, sir, I'm not cut out for OBGYN. Women find me rude, vulgar, lacking sensitivity. Would you send your granddaughter to me for sex counseling? When she's older, that is.
OBGYN is a specialty where the one-to-one relationship between doctor and patient is extremely important. Now, by sending you there, my hope is that you'll develop some interpersonal skills.
But being a surgeon is the only thing that matters to me, sir.
Good luck, Ehrlich. Now get out of here.
She wouldn't go out with me unless her roommate would come along.
Wayne, I don't double date. I always get the ones with personality and cellulite. Besides, by the time I get through this exam, I'm going to be too wasted to hold up my end of the conversation.
When did you ever hold up your end of the conversation?
Hey, you need a fourth? I'll go along.
Thanks, but I was looking forward to a nice evening, haute cuisine, intelligent wine. Face tartare would put her off food.
Scar's not that bad.
Hi, Wayne, Boomer. See what I mean? And Ehrlich's a surgeon.
Was a surgeon.
I'm blanking. Do either of you know the products of the islands of Langerhans?
Yeah, copra, bananas, monkey pot ashtrays.
Do you mind, Wayne? This question could be on the test.
Individual microscopic structures scattered throughout the pancreas. 3 different kinds of cells. Alpha, beta, delta, secrete glucagon and insulin. Guy asks a question, doesn't even stick around for the answer.
Green apple two-step, 5th time today. He's completely freaked out about this exam.
Can't say that I blame him. He drops the ball in this one, he's out. All kidding aside, Wayne, how bad does it look?
It's healing well. Less red than it used to be. Looks like the confluence of the Mississippi and the Missouri, which would put St. Louis right about there.
Can you make it?
I mean, yeah.
How about a back rub? You'll feel better.
No.
Honey, everything's going to be okay. You can get a job in aerospace. Make twice as much money as you're making
None
now.
of that's important. I have to get back up there to walk with him. Mass is refusing to send me, so that must mean that God wants me to seek a better way. God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten Son.
Chuck, I'm your wife. I'm trying to help. But you're completely shutting me out with all this religious nonsense.
You don't understand the rapture. No one does. I'm totally alone.
Well, you're bringing that on yourself. I felt closer to you when you were out of radio contact on the other side of the moon.
I have to give up everything to achieve everything. It's a lesson I must learn.
And nothing matters. Not our marriage. Not the children. If you throw all that away,
Whatever it takes to be with him.
I'm going back to Texas.
May the Lord be with you. I called Dr. Barton, but he's in surgery. Dr. Hampton's caught in traffic.
It's all right, Fiscus. You have your consult. Know what's the problem.
Male 30s, urinary frequency with the right CVA tendons.
Fever?
To 103 with chills.
What's your assessment?
Pyelonephritis. I'm worried about structural abnormalities, maybe tumor.
Any indications?
The patient's cachexic. I'd say he's lost maybe 40 pounds.
What's his name?
Mr. Cepeda.
Mr. Cepeda? Hello? I'm Dr. Westfall. Dr. Fiscus is asking me to take a look at you.
I don't need another doctor. I just need something for the pain.
Well, first we have to find out what's wrong. Will you take your shirt off for me, please?
Dr. Fiscus, you have a phone call. Not now, Luther. I think you better take this one.
Dr. Fiscus is with a patient, Luther. Go ahead. You've already interrupted the exam.
It's Mona. Something about the results of her VDRL. Sounds like good news.
Yeah, I'll call her later.
Tenderness around the bladder. Mr. Cepeda, I'd like to admit you.
If it can't stay, just give me something so it doesn't hurt. Oh, I gotta pee real bad.
Nurse, can we get a doc over here, Stat?
Mr. Cepeda, you have a very high fever and you're obviously in a great deal of pain.
I'll be okay.
It's very likely that you have an infection of some sort. Unless we take some tests, we won't be able to treat it.
Look, doctor, I don't have the kind of a job that I can take a couple of days off and still get paid. If I'm not there at the loading dock, I'll find someone else.
Here you go.
Muscle wasting around the eyes.
I'll do a CBC and a chem pound.
Ain't like hell treating him like an outpatient, but he isn't giving us much choice, is he? Doctor.
Pulse 45 regular.
All right, start a line, get him on a monitor. Come on, people, I need some help here.
Just because your period is one day late does not mean you're pregnant.
I know, but humor me, okay?
Okay, we'll draw blood and see.
Hey, Dr. Chandler.
Hello.
I've got a feeling that Ken and I are going to get some good news today.
Well, I'm glad somebody around here is. I'm on my way to check the slides from Mrs. Kilmartin's cervical biopsy.
It's bothering him.
It's a long story.
Obviously, and without a happy ending.
Yeah, but what happened to the supply? Mrs. Endyke, Mrs. Mary Lou Endyke, admission.
Yeah. Well, I'd like,
Can you tell me where I can find Roxanne Turner?
Down the hall to the left.
some idea to you. Some extra clams. Did you get that? What do you think you lost me?
Mrs. Ferguson's prothrombin time and platelet count back from the lab yet?
Oh, that's right here. Okay, thanks, bye.
Normal. I'll need a biopsy tray.
I'll have to send down to Central Supply for one.
How long will that be?
Well, with any luck, you should have one by lunchtime.
Very well.
Oh, I'll run down and get that for you. Save time.
Thanks, Ellen. I'll stop back later.
You don't go anywhere until I get that bed count. I finished that hours ago. Watch the phones for me, please. Okay, Bob. The first time was an accident. Why don't you go paw somebody else, all right?
Sorry.
She's not in.
Do you mind if I wait here?
Sure, have a seat. You know Dr. Turner?
I wouldn't be waiting unless I did.
You're her ex-husband, aren't you?
Andrew Turner.
Phil Chandler.
First time in Boston. Always smell like this?
No.
That's the trouble with cities. Smell like somebody done turn over an outhouse. Cigarette?
No, it's no smoking in the hospital.
Oh, that's okay. I like rolling them more than I do firing them up anyway. Went to Montgomery once. Stayed there 6 months.
What were you doing?
6 months. So the judge say. Folks demonstrating for their rights seemed fair to me. Till that policeman beat a tattoo on my forehead, split it wide open.
That's when you met her?
No, Roxanne grew up in Blue Creek Forge, same as me. First time I met her, I knew.
That you loved her?
No, that she had a fire for learning. See, Roxanne was the first person from Blue Creek Forge to go to college. And I was real proud of her. The whole town was.
She's an extraordinary woman.
You sleeping with her?
Well,
I thought so.
Andrew!
Hello, darling.
Andrew!
Yes, ma'am.
Daniel, here's the liver biopsy tray you wanted. I've brought up some extras so we have some on hand.
Thank you, Helen.
Listen, things tend to get a little crazy around here sometimes, so if you ever need anything, just come to me and I'll get it for you stacked.
I'm glad you're back on the ward.
Me too. Send those trays back down to Central Supply. No, I just thought we should have some up here so we have some on hand.
You want to sling the ball at Auslander, fine, but that cred doesn't wash with me.
Lucy, I'm really only trying to help you run the third floor a little more efficiently.
Talk about efficiency. This floor has received the highest efficiency rating in the hospital since I took over. Remember that the next time you suck up to Auslander.
If you want to get into this, let's do it in private.
You transferred back up here from ER. You said that there wouldn't be any problem with me being the boss.
That's true. But I didn't realize that morale around here had gone right into the dumper. Do you know what you are? You are an autocratic, ill-tempered...
And you're a mess. You drag your personal problems into this hospital. One rotten marriage after another, your menopausal mood swings, and those bratty kids of yours calling on the phone every time. What else?
You're in a chipper mood today.
You are looking at one very happy grandfather. The Galeckis have entrusted Barbara to our care. How about that, huh?
That's wonderful news. Congratulations, Ma. Can I buy you lunch?
No, thanks. I've got to get back to the OR. This is the first chance I've had to wax my skis all morning.
Ellen must be thrilled about the child.
Well, you can say that again. She came by the hospital an hour ago. Picked up Barbara.
Well, I suppose you're going to have to outfit a baby's room.
Oh, high chair, crib, walker, the works. And this kid is going to be better equipped than those Marines we sent into Grenada.
Catherine and I have a playpen in the attic left over from our child-rearing days. You're welcome to it.
The kind with the wooden bars?
Yeah.
Forget it. Get a baby, get a head caught in those slats, it's all over. Nylon mesh is the only way to go.
All set for the remedial, Jack?
Yeah, slight case of nerves, but ready as I'll ever be.
Morrison, have you ever thought about seeing a gastroenterologist?
Feeling better?
Yeah. Now, when do I get out of here?
Oh, not for a few days. I'm Dr. Westphal.
My sister Morena.
Hello? Your test results show a kidney infection. Now, the antibiotics we're giving you should knock it down, all right?
¿Qué dice?
Una pequeña infección, nada importante. She doesn't speak much English. Just got here from El Salvador.
I also did some blood tests.
Leave it. I might feel like eating later on.
Well, believe me, the food in this place doesn't get any better even if you let it age.
You see, we can learn a lot about your overall condition by looking at your blood. Now, yours is low in nutrients, and there also aren't as many red cells as there should be. Mr. Cepeda, do you drink alcohol?
Couple of beers after work, maybe.
Well, what about your diet? Pretty well balanced?
Yeah. Yes.
What did you have for dinner last night?
You ask a lot of questions.
Trying to find out what's wrong so you don't get another infection like this.
Had leftovers. Look, why don't you take this thing off and give me some pills? I gotta get back to work.
Mr. Cepeda, you're suffering from malnutrition. Now, the food and vitamins you're getting here are a start, but unless you eat properly...
The kids eat first. If there's anything left, I dig in.
When was the last time you had a meal?
This stupid hospital. Getting a lousy test result back from hematology is like trying to renovate the Statue of Liberty. Got Terry Valeri breathing down my neck. What you got?
A 32-year-old female, 6 weeks pregnant. She's been complaining of cramps and scant bleeding.
Where's the patient now?
Down in ER. She had a right salpingo oophorectomy. Your husband's quite a guy.
I wouldn't be standing here today if it wasn't for him. He insisted I get an education, make the best of my abilities. He got me curious about the outside world, even though he knew as soon as I got a taste of it, I'd leave him.
Well, it's okay about our vacation. You guys want to spend a few days together, I'll understand.
She's got an ectopic pregnancy on the other side. I must schedule for surgery right away. Chandler, Dr. Tanaflor, the man who delivered me. Hell, he delivered all of us. He died 2 weeks ago. That's why Andrew came. The town doesn't have a doctor anymore. The people are poor, black, and uneducated. Left to themselves, they'll treat an infection with a poultice of raccoon blood and herbs. I'm going. I'm going back home. I'll meet you in OR.
This completes the written part of the examination. Let's get on with the oral. Describe the stages of Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Stage 1 is limited to a single node region. Stage 2 is typified by the involvement of 2 or more regions on the same side of the diaphragm. Stage 3 involves both sides of the diaphragm. Stage 4 is characterized by diffuse or disseminated disease involving extralymphatic tissue.
Correct. Please interpret this film.
There's gotta be a pan in here somewhere. Would you look at this junk? How can people be so irresponsible and just toss their trash willy-nilly? Hey, that's my clip. Tie clip.
You want to get married, Fiscus?
Phil, you're a nice guy, but I don't think it would work out between us.
I'm serious.
I can tell because you sucked in your extra chin.
I'm losing Roxanne, and I don't know what to do about it.
Another guy?
No, to guilt, to her past. I've never been good at relationships. I get scared, nervous, I keep the lid on. I usually don't show much of anything, but I thought she understood. I mean, planning this vacation, every detail, that was my way of saying I love you.
There's a much simpler way to put the point across.
Yeah?
With no mixed signals. You just take her by the shoulders, you look her in the eye, and you say, I love you.
Hey,
I suppose you're here to make it all better with some lame apology.
Look, I know there's a lot of animosity between us.
Oh, you have a remarkable grasp for the obvious, Helen.
Lucy, I had absolutely no right to hit you. I'm really very sorry. If you want to take me up before the nurse's review board...
Oh, and watch you get off with a little slap on the wrist? I'm calling a lawyer.
You'll be collecting aluminum cans to support yourself by the time I'm through.
Fight on, Pennsylvania. Take the ball across the line. Fight, you Pennsylvanians. There it goes across this time. Ellen, you almost let the pan boil dry. Just a minute, babe. Not too hot, not too cold. Just right. Here you go. Yeah. Oh, boy. Yeah.
By the way, Mark, our tickets for the Boston Pops came in the mail today. You want to give them to one of your residents?
Why would I want to get tickets in the orchestra way?
Because we can't go.
Why not?
We have to stay with the baby.
Oh, I didn't think of that. Don't they still have sitters? I mean, it's an all Gershwin night.
The Galeckis didn't give us Barbara in order to keep her with a complete stranger.
Well, they're nice people, but I'm sure they don't know who George Gershwin is.
Look, Mark, you do whatever you want to, but I'm staying right here with our granddaughter.
Easy on the scallions. How long we grounded for?
I thought you were looking forward to having Barbara live with us.
I'm thrilled. But I don't see why our life has to come to a standstill. I mean, what about our season tickets to the Metropolitan Center?
Instead of watching the ballet, wouldn't you rather be right here watching Barbara take her first steps?
This little thing has turned the clock back 30 years. Do you know how many nights I sat in this kitchen watching you feed Stephen?
Think of all the concerts you missed.
You kidding? The happiest time of my life. Then fight, 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 Pennsylvania. Fight on for Penn. Fight on.
Chandler, this isn't forever. I made arrangements with Dr. Ashland. I'll be back as soon as I find someone to take over for me.
I've thought about it. And, I'll go with you.
Are you kidding? You'd melt in the heat. You're probably allergic to magnolias. And everyone would hate your guts because you're a Yankee snot.
I love you, Roxanne.
I love you.
Okay, then.
But I'm still going.
You know, I don't get it. I thought you and I thought we wanted to be together.
Doing the work I have to do at home is going to be hard enough without you following me around like a puppy.
Puppy. Look, I'm not the one who's jeopardizing my career or my personal life because I feel guilty about walking out of the backwoods. I'm not the one who says yes, massa, to some farmer who you made the mistake of marrying, so don't you puppy me.
You know, all those years of Ivy-covered medical education, and you still don't know how fragile people are. If you really loved me, you would never have said that. For once in your life, try thinking of someone besides yourself. It might make you a better doctor. Goodbye, Philip.
Chuck.
I see something.
Nothing out there.
Nothing is something.
It's a vacuum, good buddy, the Big Hoover.
Maybe that's just our perspective. I breathe, therefore I am. Limited point of view.
Computer's working on that breathe, therefore I am postulate.
If time and space are relative, so is life. And what about God? Ruler of the universe, maker of all that is seen and unseen, the Alpha and Omega.
We have no data on the Creator at this time. Advise enlightenment through annihilation is not, repeat, not on flight plan. Come on back inside. You're dead now.
No.
Those are the rules.
No respiration. I've got a pulse.
No Strider. Okay, let's move to ICU.
I got your test results back.
Where's Dr. Turner?
She's gone. The titers of human chorionic gonadotropin are rising, suggesting the presence of tissue other than corpus luteum.
What does that mean?
Means you're pregnant.
All right! We did
Luther, I want you to go down to the kitchen and bring 5 more meals to Mr. Zepeda's room.
I don't think I can do that.
Why not?
Well, you know how the dietitian is, 1 meal per customer.
Never mind, I'll take care of it myself.
What the hell's going on? I come out of my exam to find out you try to kill yourself.
Almost reached escape velocity.
You're a lucky man, you know that? If you had snapped your spinal cord, you would have been paralyzed. For good this time.
Why don't you take these things off?
Why, so you gonna try it again? Why'd you do it, Colonel?
I've experienced the infinite. This world is nothing. These walls are nothing. You are nothing.
So life has no meaning, it has no purpose. That's not spiritual enlightenment. It's nihilism.
I almost got outside the envelope.
If God put you here, what gives you the right to decide when it's time to leave?
Being a doctor is a big deal to you, isn't it? A holy mission to save lives, but all you're really doing is keeping people from joining God.
You're being transferred to Bethesda tomorrow morning.
No matter what you do, God wins eventually. So what you're doing is a waste of time. See you in heaven, Marson.
Dr. Eichlander's been looking everywhere for you.
Did he say what he wanted?
Probably wants to congratulate you. Heard you passed the test.
Phil, you lucky dog. Have a great vacation.
halo around the moon.
Yeah. Take my raincoat tomorrow.
Muchas gracias, Dr. Westphal. Que Dios le bendiga. Thank you.
You're welcome. Your brother is a patient upstairs. He's weak from malnutrition, but he's giving all his meals away to those kids. And yet we spent $1 billion putting a golf cart in the sea of tranquility.
It's always been easier to explore the unknown rather than solve the problems at hand.
You know, Daniel, when I came back from Ethiopia, I was determined to rouse people from their indifference toward human suffering. And now, 6 weeks later, the board has adopted only 2 of the proposals, and they've yet to put either one of them into action. And then when I talk to the residents about community service, all I get back from them is this apathetic stare.
It takes time. You didn't really expect everyone to drop into lockstep behind you just like that.
Yeah, yes I did. Tonight.
Steven's crying.
Get back to sleep. Hey, Babs. What's the matter? You just ate. Can't be hungry. You don't feel wet. Maybe it was a bad dream, huh? Surgeon's hands.